you want to take this one or me?
Well, I mean, you wrote the lyrics for this one. I feel like you should talk about that.
Okay, so I wrote Best Friends and Lovers, obviously about this one right here. He is my best friend and my lover. And I think when the first part that I had of the song, I just had like this small little hook, and it was like, hey, I got this feeling inside. And after that, I got pretty much the whole other song, but it was only in my head. And I remember going to Kevin and being like, I have this great song idea. And he was like, okay, let's hear what you got. And I literally, that's all I had. And I was trying to play it on guitar, and it was just such a failure. And but eventually I was able to get the song idea into his head. And at first he was just like, what is this? I don't even know what you're even talking about. He thought I was like out of my mind. But then, you know, once he started producing it, it really, everything that kind of was in my head really ended up in that song, which was really cool.
For the production on it, it was a fun song to do. It's a fun song. So, you know, there's a whole lot of energy, and I love the gang vocal yell, all that kind of stuff, and it was kind of a great one to kick it off. Funny part about that one is my brother Thomas, who used to play drums in an old pop punk band that we had when I was in college, and he was like 15 or 16. Yeah. He does this awesome little John yell where he can just get super gnarly. Stuff like that. And he used to start concerts like that. And so we were sitting around after we had done the song, and we were just having a good time. And so I texted him and I was like, yo, Tom, just record on your phone, really low quality, record on your phone just a few little like, you know, hype lines for this song, for Brytt song. So he just did it and sent it to me, and it was in his kitchen. I think he was in college at the time. Yeah. So we threw those at the beginning.
It was perfect.
So that's a good one. I'll take that one first. I mean, it's obviously got a lot of, I think, my musical past influencing it. Yeah. More. Brittany had she tells me she was a skater girl for a year or two. Yeah. Some guy she liked, I guess, was a skater, and so you know, like, you buy a pair of DCs. You're a skater girl. It's true. You're not into that, then move on with your life. However, I can be an intense person. I love dynamically intense songs. So throughout the whole album, I think you can hear that in the production, where I always just kind of had this intrinsic goal almost to take someone to the highest emotional place they can go, and then to the lowest. Not like happy and depressed, that sort of thing, but in terms of intensity. So incredibly gentle and almost, you know, sort of soft and intimate in a way, all the way up to just super exciting and loud and just adrenaline pumping. And, you know, this song definitely kicks it off and kind of keeps it really, really just way up here the whole way. And I love super intense, old school, you know, kind of emo tinged pop punk. And this was kind of, for me, just a fun song to do, because I just kind of took everything out of the way of that and just full force kind of let that flow and rolled with it. Yeah, this is also a song that went through probably the most rewrites. Something that's so personal, you know, about your family, about such a serious situation. Mm-hmm. It was really hard to learn how to communicate that in song. But it was definitely a learning experience, to say the least. Yeah. Fifth Dimension. Yeah, so Kevin one day was just down in the kitchen, and he rarely actually writes because he hates the writing process as far as lyrics go. I hate it. And so I came to the kitchen, or no, it was in the bedroom, and he was writing, and I was like, what is going on? Kevin is actually writing right now. And I was like, show me what you have, you know, give me a little bit what you have. And he starts singing, it was like the first two lines of the verse, and I was like, ah! And I was just in love with what he was writing. So I was like, we have to write this song, and I think this one should be on the EP. Yeah. I'm good for about a song and a half a year that I enjoy writing. I can write more than that if I had to, and if when I was a sole writer for various projects, I would crank out a lot. But it was just I hated it. I hated writing, and the more you kind of get into this business, you realize that there are lots of people out there, and some have certain strengths that you don't, and vice versa. And so you start teaming up with people. Hence, kind of how this whole duo project came about.
Yeah.
And it works really well usually because she's writing and I'm producing, and that's kind of where our strengths lie. So
you want to tell them what it's
this one was a
about?
little different. This song is about one time I was at SeaWorld and there was this seal. Now hold on, listen to me, okay? This seal's name was Sammy. I'm kidding. It's not all story.
It's not about Sammy the seal.
It's not. It's about you. It's about our relationship. I'm a scientist, so I love the idea of, dimensions, and any scientist out there is going to scoff and be like, "Oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about," But it's not like I wrote it to be a strong allusion to any particular scientific concept. It's just the idea of, the dimensions that we're bound by, and then experiencing love and commitment and unity in such a profound and spiritual way with you is really something worth writing about, in my opinion, and something that I was really inspired to write about.
Okay, so Stay was a song that I was just thinking about relationships and how people rarely stay. And through life, as you're growing up, you go through many experiences and oftentimes have people that you really love that just leave. And so I was trying to think about how I could capture a song about someone who does stay. And so I was just honestly just thinking about God and how he's constant and how he always stays, and he's not like these relationships that we have on this earth that hurt. And so I really wanted to capture that emotion in the song. So that's what I wrote it about.
On this album, we did a lot of experimenting.
Yeah, we really did.
And writing and the production side. Really, we were just really trying. We had just gotten married, and we're melding different styles and influences and all these things, and writing styles and different experiences. And this one, I think, really kind of stayed truest to really the authenticity of the song, as well as your performance of it. And I think you can really tell there's something that really grips you when you listen to this song, and it kind of sucks all the air out of the room for a little bit, and you just listen to it. And there's kind of nothing else that really you can focus on until it's done. And it's definitely, because of the way you wrote it and the way that you sing it, for sure. Production on this song, I remember it was being really interesting.
Yeah, we wanted to keep it just we thought about just piano and voice, and then it was
so good that way. It is so good that way.
But then
too,
it was
that way.
It was hard not to just keep adding, and finally we just had to be okay, we just have to stop. We want it to stay simple, and so we really tried to keep it as simple as possible.
That song, I was missing a little bit of kind of tasteful, more classic type of guitar sounds, and really wanted to play around with that a little bit. And so I was just messing around and playing, kind of developed into this kind of anthemic power, healing fight song, I would kind of say.
I think this song is actually my favorite on the whole entire.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
Yeah. It's about this song came so easy. This was the easiest one to write on the entire EP. I just sat down and I just wrote it pretty much. I think it went through maybe a couple small edits, but this was the one that was just really easy. And it was just about, I was just thinking we had been through a lot of things and at the time, and so we were really kind of picking ourselves back up, and I was like, you know what, there's nothing but next.
We're a thing. We're a thing.